in 2006, the so-called New Atheism kicks off. Richard
Right.
Dawkins, Chris Hitchens, Dan Dennett on your side of the Atlantic, and one or two others kicking around in there. Sam Harris, and those guys, their books were selling millions of copies. They were all over the media. They were on TV chat shows, YouTube channels watched by millions, and so forth. And I remember looking at them, thinking, "This is interesting." And I remember actually then reading their books and going, "Gosh, these are not particularly impressive arguments. They're packaged incredibly well." And then what I noticed is Christians were writing responses, and there were some very learned, erudite responses. So, Alistair McGrath, very well-known Christian theologian and an apologist. A friend of mine, no Alistair, wrote a couple of really good books, The Dawkins Delusion, responding to the God Delusion, and those books didn't get that much traction. And I came to the conclusion with the mistake we were making is we were fighting feelings and rhetoric with facts, and that doesn't always work. So I thought, okay, we don't want to dispense with facts. What would happen if we tried to write a book that was much higher on rhetoric and used humor? I try and be funny when I communicate. That's sort of my kind of style. I thought, what would it look like to write a funny, laugh out loud engagement with the New Atheism, such that you could give it to a friend who'd been impressed by Dawkins, and you could say, you may not agree with everything that Bannister says, but I promise you'll have a laugh as you read. And I also found as well that some of the arguments the New Atheists were advancing, when you actually analyze them, they're actually quite funny.